This is one special lady, clearly one of the most beautiful movie stars in all the world ever. And her many memorable motion pictures include, well, let's for example think about Houseboat with Cary Grant. Look at him there, how beautiful,
Great
both
movie.
of them. And then with the young Anthony Quinn, Black Orchid. And then with her favorite star, Marcello Mastroianni. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow she appeared. And for two women, she won an Academy Award. And last week in New York, I had
that the Trump brothers, they want to do in Miami, Florida. And it's a wonderful place, surrounded by wonderful plants. And I've seen many models of the whole thing that they have in mind to do. And it looks absolutely wonderful. They want to build a Mediterranean village that really looks like a Mediterranean village. So, with Mrs. Trump, I went lately to Portofino. We shot some stills there of the houses all around, and then in Rome we bought some furniture, and to be able to put in the hotels that they are going to build. And now they're going to work on the Mediterranean village.
Will you bring a feeling of Italy to this project?
Well, let's say that I'm a little bit selfish in this kind of thing, because my son is now 16 years old.
This is
and,
Carlo.
Yeah, Carlo. And he's going to finish school in Switzerland in a year's time. And so I'm trying to prepare for him a little corner that looks like Italy. So if I'm not with him, he can find not really his roots there, but a feeling of what he comes from. And so that's why I accepted to be able to be part of this whole thing.
You mentioned Carlo, which leads me to your concern, your involvement, your terrific investment in both of your sons. Exceedingly important human beings in your life. Somehow in reading about you, I feel they may be the most central people on this planet for you. True?
Yeah. But that's quite normal, isn't it? I mean, for a mother, it's something very normal. Especially for me, because I wanted children so much in my life that my whole concentration is on them, of course. I mean.
You wanted to have children. Why so important to you? After all, there are people today who opt not to have children.
I can't judge other people, because to be able to judge other people, you have to know how they live, what kind of things they want to have in life. But I can judge myself. I mean, I came from a very poor background, and for me the sense of the family, because we were so poor, it was a kind of, we felt rich when we were all together. So for me, really, wealth is to have a very solid, concrete family around you. And that's what I'm trying to teach to my children too.
Importance of family, the importance of people.
I think, yes, it's our own little world. Yes, it's very important.
You mentioned that, and I made some notes. For example, I mentioned here 5 Via Solfatara.
Yes.
And how do you say it? Pozzuoli?
Pozzuoli.
Pozzuoli.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that building, that particular residence?
Well, I've been there.
Those years?
I've been there about, well, I lived there through the war. When I was very little, I was 8, 9 years old. And it was already a city destroyed by the war.
And at one point, what did I mark here? Lo Stecchino.
No.
Lo Stecchino.
Well, I understand what you mean, but you don't pronounce it very well.
Pronounce it for me, please.
Stecchino.
Stecchino, I'm sorry.
Stecchino means a toothpick.
Toothpick.
So, yeah.
You were that thin when you were young, that you were called that?
Well, I was very thin because it was very normal for me to be as thin as that, because we didn't have anything to eat. It was during the war, and sometimes we just had a little bit of bread to eat, and that was that. Yeah.
Your mother obviously being extraordinary in caring for these two daughters, working. Describe her a little bit, if you can, for me.
Oh, my mother, she's, I mean, for me, she looks like a giant, you know, a mountain. She's so strong, and she always took care of us in a wonderful way. And she has always been really a great mother. And whenever we needed to have a support from her, she was always there for us, always, always.
Giving you a sense of family with your grandparents as well. Is that the case? I mean, there were more than just your mother and your sister.
Yes, but when we left Pozzuoli to come to Rome for me to be an actress, she was all by herself with two little children, because I was 14 and my sister was 11 years old. So she was there, and she was trying to do things for us, and she was trying to help us in trying to find our way, one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Were these days that you were aspiring to become a great actress, or were you just hunting for food day in, day out?
Why was I hunting for food day by day? It was because I wanted to remain in Rome and try to find people that could help me to become an actress.
Now, De Sica comes into your life at some point here, does he not? He obviously is a very important person. What thoughts about him?
Well, before De Sica, I must say that in one beauty contest I met my husband for the first time, and that was a very good encounter for me, because he was a man, he is a very intelligent man. He knew very well, and he knows, of course, I mean, what movies are, and so knowing him, for me, it was a great help.
What are Carlo Ponti's great strengths? What attracted you to him?
Well, when you're 15, 14, in a place that you don't know many people, and Rome for me was a big city. I come from a little city. I was scared. Even if I was with my mother, she was scared too with me. So he meant protection. He meant security for us, and somebody to rely on, because otherwise we would have felt really lost, because we were like two little peasants, my mother and I, when we went to Rome.
He was almost like a father protector, or an
And then,
uncle,
because
or
I didn't
whatever.
have, I mean, I had a father that died just a few years ago, but he never took care of us, never. So I think that...
Did the thought seem to just cross your mind there?
Yeah.
What were you thinking, may I ask?
Well, it's because when I went to Rome, and for the first time to be able to work in Quo Vadis, my father knew about it, and he didn't like the thought that I was there with my mother, because he was married with another woman. So he wanted to send us away from the city in circumstances that were not really for a girl of 14 years old. So, but when I met Carlo, I really trusted him, because he really looked like he wanted to help me, and I trusted him. I trust people very easily. Not very easily. I have some instinct inside of myself that tells me that's the right person, just stick to him. And it's very difficult that I'm wrong. With Carlo, I was right, I mean.